Good evening, everybody, and welcome to the October 18th, 2023 Stoughton Redevelopment Authority meeting. This meeting is being held in hybrid form and is being recorded by Smack Cable Television and may be streamed in the future at stoughtontv.org. A recording of the meeting, transcript, or other comprehensive record of the proceeding will be posted on the town's website and or Smack as soon as possible after the meeting. Times are approximate and items may be taken out of order at the chair's discretion. Because we are functioning as a hybrid tonight and one of our members is joining us in a hybrid version, we will be taking a roll call vote on everything. Can I get a call to order, please?
Motion to open the meeting.
Thank you. Have a second?
Second.
Thank you, Roberta. By roll call, Roberta?
Yes.
Bob?
Yes.
And the chair votes yes. If you are able, please stand and join me in the Pledge of Allegiance. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Thank you. All right. Are there any public comments at this time? Any members of the public online that would like to speak? If you would like to speak, please unmute yourself. What is it, star 9 or star 6? Yeah, they have to do it. Hearing nothing, I have no formal chairman comments at this time. I'll save my comments for items during the meeting. Any members? Roberta, do you have any comments for this evening?
No, thank you.
Okay, Bob?
No, thank you.
Donna, any admin comments?
No, thank you.
Okay. So item 4 is a consent agenda. This is a little bit new for us, but it is designed to move the meeting along in a more efficient manner. You'll see there are 4 items: minutes of previous meeting, paid bills, unpaid bills, and correspondence. If any of the members would like to pull an item, please ask to do so. We don't need a vote to pull it. We can just simply say, I want to talk about a particular item. Otherwise, we are going to blanket vote it as one full and cohesive item. Anything you want to pull, Bob?
No, thank you.
Okay. Roberta, is there any of the items you'd like to pull off the consent agenda?
No, I'll make a motion to accept the consent agenda.
Thank you.
I'll second that.
Thank you, Bob. No discussion. We will vote. Roberta?
Yes.
Bob?
Yes.
And the chair votes yes. After the meeting, Bob and I are here to sign any checks, Donna. Thank you. Item 5 is finance review. Bob, you're sort of functioning as our interim treasurer while Reggie is out sick. Do you have anything for us tonight, or?
I don't. I have reached out to the bank. They gave me a 1-800 number to call customer service, and I'm still working with them to try to get access online to,
To our statements.
Rather than having to stop in the branch. And Donna, I did inquire in reference to ordering some checks as well.
Thank you very much.
So.
Okay. So I think even if Reggie does join us in November, if you'd be kind enough to carry a financial review for us at that meeting, include the statements once you have access to them, generalize what we have, what we're spending, that sort of thing.
Perfect.
It can be relatively simple and clean. It doesn't have to be exorbitant, but just to sort of update everybody. And, unfortunately, just so the public knows, one of our members has fallen ill. He happened to be our treasurer, Reggie Nunnally. Although he's in our prayers, it is unfortunate that we are struggling a little bit to fill that gap at the moment. And, Bob Desmond has stepped up to do so. Item 6 is action item list. Donna, you usually start with that? So while I'm hunting for mine.
Sure.
if you'd be kind enough.
I did the usual tasks that I normally do, such as posting the video, signing the minutes, posting the signed minutes at town hall, paying the bills. The only one that I was not able to accomplish was I contacted BSC to ask for training on adding pages to the redevelopment.org website. This is the second time that I've reached out. Jeff Vassar responded that it's on his radar and that he hasn't forgotten me.
Okay, thank you. Let's see. What do I have? I apologize, I did not include the financial report from the CPC. I'll send that out via email tonight after this meeting. Our public hearing went well. The CPC, just for everybody's knowledge, has $6.8 million in requests this year. The requests exceed our cash on hand. And so we're going to have to make some decisions. We're working with the applicants. I do want to make note that even though we received $6.8 million in requests, 2 million of that were sort of numbers just tossed in by our recreation director as a point of holding for a pre-application. We anticipate the numbers ending up coming in a bit lower than 1 million, but he wanted to ensure he had enough to cover all expenses. So 2 projects that we have of note this year are community housing projects. One is for Mainspring is requesting $250,000 for a low-income property at what we all know as the Stoughton Motel. And there is a much larger 200-unit complex going in, or the hope is by the applicant that it'll be going in on Canton Street, specifically for the seniors here in town. Other than that, we have a lot of odds and ends. There's a good deal of recreation this year. Marks Field, Stoughton Youth Baseball, Dennison Field, and the Glen Echo Active Recreation Area. So that, in a nutshell, is where we're at with the CPC. I spoke at length with Barry Castler, who's the program administrator at the CPC, about a repair project for the train depot. I did decide to pull that this year and wait until a future town meeting to work on that. Part of the reason was we're a bit overwhelmed with applications now, and there simply wasn't enough time when I came and asked this committee if we'd be interested in that. So I am continuing to work on the application, so in the event that somebody else wants to pick this up in the future, the application may need some tweaking, but we'll be ready, and the tweaking would be financial. The Christmas lights have been ordered and have been delivered, and Donna got those to the DPW. Thank you, Donna.
Roberta did.
Oh, I'm sorry, Roberta. Thank you, Roberta. I think that's it for me. You covered the electronic bank statements already, Bob.
Yeah.
And I would presume where you haven't had access, you haven't provided July, August, and September as of yet.
Correct.
Right. So that'll be something we'll continue with. I want to take a look at so item 8 is going to cover the last couple of things on the action items list, so I'm going to reserve those for later to make this a little cleaner. Which sends us on, was there anybody, Roberta, did you have any comments on the action item list at this time, or?
No,
Okay, awesome, thank you.
I just had one thing as far
Please, I'm sorry.
It's okay. As far as the CPC is concerned,
Yes.
Do you start that process November 1st, as far as reviewing them, or is that the timeline to get it in?
No, so actually, I'm glad you asked. It's a good question. We have a 2-step process for application. One is a pre-application to ensure that it meets the requirements of the CPA.
Okay.
The second is a full application that details all the necessary information for the funding. The pre-app is actually due on September 24th. The full application was due, or is due on October 24th. Having some experience with applications, it takes a little bit of time to put it together. Given that we already had a great many requests this year already for, projects in the town. The other piece is the CPC is going to be relatively hesitant to give more money toward the train station until the money we've already given has been spent.
Yep.
So I think there were a number of things that played a factor there, but it didn't look promising to get through the initial stages. So I felt, you know what, we'll prepare it and it'll be ready for the next folks. So and thank you for asking that question. Item 5. So last year, this is about Veterans Day. Last year we opened our office for Veterans Day because we had an event here at Town Hall. It was much used actually, that between all age groups and all citizens. They really enjoyed having the doors open. I remember last year Donna picked up some odds and ends with a little bit of money, and my wife had baked some things, so it was really a good experience. I had made coffee. People like to get in out of the cold. Not sure, to be honest, and if there are any members of the public that happen to be with us right now that have more information, if we're doing anything for Veterans Day this year. I know we're minus a veterans agent, although I believe the select board just hired a part-timer. I don't know if anybody has any information on any events we're doing here that would be helpful. I will continue that hunt myself, but what I'm primarily asking here is if in the event that we do have something here in front of Town Hall, I would like to, again, offer the office as a place of refuge from the cold or rain, hopefully not snow, and, to use the facilities and have a little coffee.
Hello?
Yes? Is that Ms. Walsh?
A member of the public, last night the selectmen permitted the Veterans Day Parade.
That is helpful.
So they're just, I don't know, it was on the consent agenda, so they didn't ask time or anything, but it appears there will actually be a Veterans Day Parade. We do have a new veterans agent, and he has the secretary or administrative assistant, so it sounds like the office is fully staffed. And the traditional, I don't know what the usual time is, if it's a 10 o'clock parade or later, but for your information, there will be a Veterans Day Parade.
Thank you, Ms. Walsh, and I will be following up on that myself. And if any of the members have any information and want to forward it, please do. But I, at this point, sort of want the overall authority's agreement that this is a good idea. Roberta?
Yes, will you let the veteran agent know that this is available?
I absolutely will, yes.
Okay, I'll make the motion then to open up the redevelopment office for the Veterans Day Parade and events.
Thank you. Do I have a second?
I'll second that.
Thank you, Bob. Any further discussion? Hearing none by roll call. Roberta?
Yes?
Bob?
Yes.
And the chair votes yes. So what I will do, Roberta, is we'll have Donna send an email to the new veteran agent and administrative person there so that they know what's going on. And I'd love to see if any of the members, yourself or Roberta or Andrew or Reggie want or are able to come down. I'd love to have you, but I'll make a point to open that office. That's something that I've always felt is important to show our support to our veterans. Yes? Yeah. So last year we spent, $30 in pastries, roughly?
Yes.
How does the authority feel about doing that again this year?
I'll make a motion to spend $30 on pastries for the Veterans Day Parade.
She's feeling generous.
30 to 50.
30, 50.
Why don't you say up to 50? How's that?
Well, cost of living, sugar's gone up. I don't know, eggs have gone up.
Yeah, a lot of the teens honestly hit the cookies. We bought some cookies, and that was fun for them. So I think I could probably get it done for less than 50. But if you want to make the motion up to 50, I'm happy to accept that. Do I have a second?
I'll second that.
Okay. Discussion? Hearing none. Roberta?
Yes,
Bob?
Yes.
And the chair votes yes. So you and I will coordinate that. I do want to keep the numbers down. I think what we had last year was kind of perfect for the amount of people that came in. So that worked out well, but we have a little breathing room. What
Okay,
was the other question?
Veterans Day is on a Saturday?
Yes, it is.
Okay, so do they celebrate it on Saturday or on Friday?
I believe it's on a Saturday, but I'll verify that
Okay, thank you.
as I dig into what exactly is happening. Okay, moving on to item 7, discussion of purchase of 2-4 Perry Street. This is the property that we put an RFP out for with the town, through the town, through the proper procurement process, I should say, and we did receive a bid back meeting the requirements of that RFP. Roberta, you want to give us a brief update from your end where things are?
well, tonight, since I'm not physically there, the purchase and sale should be signed.
Yep.
I believe everybody got a copy. I did receive an email from Tom late this afternoon. He is going to contact me tomorrow about whatever else we need to do on our end.
Okay.
But as far as I know, we're good to go.
Excellent. We have 4 copies of the purchase and sales ready to go for Attorney Harrington. He did let me know that we would need to do that tonight, and Bob is aware of that. Bob, you might have an update for us. I know you were out at the site recently.
I did meet with with Walter Parsley and the building inspector.
Jack Erickson. Yeah.
Jack Erickson went through the property. He did have some questions in reference to between the tenants as far as the firewall is concerned. Other questions were is it core or flex as far as the parking is concerned? How many vehicles? There is separate heating, and then obviously the proposed use that we're going to have when we engage the town as far as the permit's concerned. So,
Yep.
But he, for the most part, didn't find anything that was
Faulty or
faulty
problematic.
or needed immediate attention.
Excellent.
So,
And Roberta, you had contacted the fire department to see what usages were on this property in the past. Is that correct?
Yes, and I guess you'd call it a site assessment, and there was nothing to red flag us for any 21E requirement.
Okay. So just so that we're transparent about things, we have spoken at length with Attorney Harrington, who is handling the purchase and sale agreement on this, and ultimately the closing. A number of questions were asked, 2 of which were, do we need an appraisal and do we need a 21E? The 21E requirement was satisfied, according to Attorney Harrington, with what Roberta did by reaching out to the fire department and getting past usages on the property. As far as the appraisal goes, that was another piece of it where the cost of the property did not exceed the valuation, and we had the town building inspector come out and review the building and our plan for it. Attorney Harrington said that also that an appraisal was not necessary. So we have done our due diligence on those pieces. At this point, we need as an authority to come up with a number that we're all comfortable with to authorize in an effort to move the money from our investment portfolio into our checking account so we can pay these bills. So I'd like to hear from the members as to what their thoughts are about this. And Roberta, where you're online, I'll start with you.
I would do it for the exact purchase price. I know that that's right, you're only giving them $1,000 at this point.
Correct.
Yeah, okay, I thought the other one already came out of the checking.
No, not yet.
Yeah, so maybe do 330. I mean, I don't think we have to go too much above the asking price to do any immediate repairs.
So
I
one,
mean, I'm open for suggestions, but I think 330 would be adequate.
okay, one of the thoughts I had, Roberta, is how we handle the legal fees for this. We should kind of wrap that into one ball, if you will.
Right.
I know we're at about 12,000 now in legal fees. Am I correct in that, Donna, or is my mind
I'll check.
thinking about something else? Bob, thoughts while she's looking into that?
Yeah, no, I mean, obviously, the purchase price, giving them a deposit of $1,000, which I'm assuming the cash, so
That's done.
that's done. So
Yeah.
we're down to 319 per se.
Correct.
Closing costs, if your estimate's right, the 12,
1,000,
I'm sorry?
1,000 for 2 to 4 at Perry Street.
In legal fees?
That's all for 2.
That's all we've gotten to in legal fees to this point?
Yeah.
Okay, good. No, I was way off. We have two
Yeah.
separate groups of legal fees, so
Yeah.
in fairness, I just mixed them up. And we have set aside 50,000 for legal fees at a past meeting. However, that was specific to ongoing litigation. So I just want to make sure, if we went to 330, are you comfortable with that? Do you think 11,000 is enough to, Bob, to handle that, or Roberta, whoever wants to?
I do. I mean, I'm thinking closing costs aren't gonna be that much. Unless we're prepaying taxes, the way the taxes fall. I mean, we will have to pay for insurance.
Yeah, we do need
That's
insurance.
probably $2,000, but I don't think, I mean, we still have money in the checking account. I think 330 should be sufficient.
Bob, thoughts?
yeah, I mean, closing costs, insurance, and if we do need money, we do have the checking account.
We're not broke. I mean,
Right.
we have money in our checking account. Roberta's absolutely right,
Yeah.
but we're starting to tighten that belt a little bit. We also will have recurring income coming in.
Correct.
So,
And then, so I mean, I'm perfectly content with, I believe you said 330?
Yes, you did.
yes,
Yes.
Okay.
she did.
Yeah, I'm good with 330. Like I said, we do have some reserves as far as the checking, and hopefully, we will be getting some reoccurring payments for the property as well.
Okay. So for the purposes of legal insurance, initial insurance, and purchase on 2-4 Perry, we'd be looking for a motion to move $330,000 from our investment portfolio into our checking account at the appropriate time. And what I mean when I say that is Attorney Harrington is handling the purchase and sales. The way he has it written up is we won't pay until closing. So come closing time, the full 319 will be due. Apparently this is the norm with this type of purchase. So I don't think we have to move it is my point until we need it.
Right.
But-
And so would that be just a transfer from that account to our checking account,
It would,
and then get a certified check from the
Correct.
bank for closing?
yes.
Okay.
So I think what we're looking for as part of that motion is to give the authority to the treasurer and chair or vice chair to ensure that that flows smoothly. I say chair, Roberta, because I know you're away right now and won't be necessarily in town when this comes down. But if, I think we need 2 members is what I'm getting at. To sign the appropriate paperwork. So we should be, as part of this motion, we should authorize 2 of us, the treasurer and 1 other, to sign the paperwork. So do I have a motion to that effect?
You do, what you just said.
Thank you, Roberta. Well, Donna, you'll clean it up so that it makes sense. Do I have a second?
Second.
Thank you. Any further discussion? Hearing.
Yes, I do want to say one thing. We do not want the money what's gonna say, electronically sent.
You-
From this
You want it in a,
whole thing.
okay, you want it in a physical check?
Yeah, only because you're hearing a lot of people tapping into that wire fraud. And it's awful lot of money, and
Yeah.
it's just the fact that getting the paper check out physically, then putting in the bank physically, and then how a holding period of 5 days on the check. So you're talking maybe 2 weeks. So I think it probably should be done sooner than later. Once I talk to Tom tomorrow, I can call you and tell you what he thinks the date will be for closing and plan accordingly.
I agree with that. Furthermore, would you be kind enough to get a sense from Attorney Harrington, his thoughts on the best way to do that? And
Yes.
Bob, you'll do the same with Michelle Newcomb from Bartholomew?
Sure.
So I think if we get information from both sides, we can make a good decision. But I agree, Roberta, there have been a number of issues with electronic transfers. And this isn't a small one for us, so I would, absolutely accept that. We will both do that. Yourself, Roberta, and Bob.
I'll talk to Tom tomorrow.
Okay, by the way, and this is on topic, but did you get quotes back on the insurance yet or no?
You know what? I completely forgot about it. No, he never sent me anything, but I'll give him a buzz tomorrow too.
Okay, thank you. Because that'll need to be in place at closing,
Exactly.
prepared for closing. Anything else on this item before we move on?
What about
Did we
the?
vote?
Go ahead, Roberta. I'm sorry.
What's that, Roberta?
I don't know if we voted on it because I had discussion.
Oh, we did vote on it. There's been some additional discussion, but we did vote, right? Did we take the vote?
I don't think.
Did we?
No, I think you.
Okay, so we have a motion from Roberta and Bob. It seconded it. I think just to be safe, let's actually take another roll call. So Roberta,
Yes.
Bob,
Yes.
and the chair. And if that's a repetitive vote, you can strike it. It's not a problem. But I didn't want to mistakenly not do that. So is there anything further on 2-4, Perry, for discussion?
Just as far as just nuts and bolts here, just things like the water, the taxes, electricity, all of those things, as far as passing papers are concerned, just to make sure that, one of us can take care of that or inquire.
So yeah, we'll definitely have a clean deed by the time closing comes. What I can do is coordinate with Donna on getting the final reading for water, electrical. There's no gas, correct? It's just water and electric?
The water will be done at the closing anyways. The electrical, just like buying a house, you'll call and say, I'm the new owner of
Yep.
Yep,
New Perry Street rear, and we want the electricity put in our name at a certain date.
yep. And
So the water will be done at passing. That'll be part of the closing, along with any taxes.
correct. So, Donna, I'm gonna ask that you pop in and get the current information on the water bill for that property, just so we have an understanding as to what we're looking at. Also, Roberta, you and I have spoken about this, and I know you'll be working with Attorney Harrington on it, but a more defined business plan is going to be necessary as part of this. This property is being purchased as a demonstration property to show what we can do for the center. And that's an important legal aspect of it. I don't really, understand the full details of it, but Roberta will be able to give us an update at our next meeting, because he's gonna talk to her about that.
How close to the closing do you want me to get the numbers on the water bill?
You can get them at will, actually. I just kind of want to get a history on it, make sure we're not stepping into a hornet's nest.
Okay.
Sorry.
Yeah, they'll do a final reading for the closing.
Yes, they will.
And they may even give new meter. That's what they seem to be doing. So all that stuff will coordinate. Walter Pasci will probably coordinate all that. And plus, we're gonna need smoke certificates, and that's gonna be on the seller.
Yep.
Yep, yep.
So that's all the stuff that the realtor will be doing for us.
Yeah, I think it behooves the authority, Roberta, just to sort of get a feel for what the history of the water usage has been. So,
Okay.
you know, we have an understanding going into it what we're looking at. That's all.
All right, fine.
All right. Anything else on Perry? Or are you all set?
I'm all set, thank you.
Okay. Roberta, you're good.
I'm good.
Excellent. So item 8 is a discussion about the planning board meeting in reference to the urban renewal plan. I don't have my phone. What day was that meeting? What date was that meeting at the planning board? October what?
The one at the town hall?
Yes, the one that just passed
Gosh.
last Thursday.
It
wasn't
would
it?
have to be the 12th?
The 12th?
Yeah.
Sounds right. Yes, it was the 12th. So the planning board took a vote on approving the urban renewal plan on the 12th of October. I attended that meeting. Members had a couple of questions, but all in all, it went really well. Jeff Vassar attended that meeting from BSC, and we got a 5-0 vote to the 5-0 vote, according to the law that the planning board took, was that the urban renewal plan fully conforms with the master plan. So we are beginning the process of putting the subcommittee back online, and we have invited up to 2 members of the planning board to join that subcommittee. I've sent out an email. I haven't had any responses yet, but the point is, we're going to be including the planning board in those final stages, and we anticipate going before the select board, I would presume right after town meeting, at their next available meeting.
But that will also include 2 members of the select board.
The subcommittee will, yes. It'll be 2 members from this committee, this authority here, yourself and myself.
Yeah.
2 members from the select board and up to 2 from the planning board. They haven't assigned anybody to it as of yet. So I actually spoke with Jeff Vassar about this with Bob Desmond. Jeff would like to attend at least the first meeting of that subcommittee. And he suggested, and I think Bob and I had talked about it, perhaps asking if Bill Roth, our town planner, would be interested in attending that. As he is an important factor in all of this. So that's the update on that. I, again, anticipate somewhere between the end of November and beginning of December getting before the select board to have a public hearing there on this. And if all goes well, it goes right to EOHDC, and 3 to 6 months later, we're filling out a MIPA and we're getting started with any luck. So there's my update. Bob, did you want to add anything? I know both you and Roberta were able to watch it, but neither of you were able to attend that evening. Did you have anything you wanted to add?
No, I was just glad to see that they approved it 5-0.
Yep.
Moving forward with it, and hopefully, we can keep moving forward with it. We don't get slowed down, and I know with the town meeting coming up, it's going to be difficult to keep that momentum going, but if we schedule meetings, hopefully we can get it to the next step.
I feel confident we'll keep it moving. So, Roberta, did you have any comment?
Yeah, just more of a question.
Sure.
What are you going to gain from this subcommittee before going to the selectmen? Is there something you're gonna work out? I guess I'm not understanding what the subcommittee's going to do, or how it's gonna help you.
So thank you for that question. It's a good question, actually. The planning board had expressed a number of concerns, one of which was the financial plan for this. The numbers, it's difficult to update the numbers until we got through the conformance vote by the planning board. So the chair of the planning board, Mr. Kelly, had said, geez, I'd really like to sit with you all and see some of the thoughts that the original subcommittee had come up with as far as action goes, those action items that we have. And I welcome that. So Jeff, he still wants to do some updating. Most of it's financial and MIPA related at this point. But they requested that they be involved in that subcommittee, and we wanted to accommodate that. request.
Oh, just curious.
Yeah, I mean, originally I was told they were invited to the subcommittee. The intent was to get the three bodies together, the select board, the planning board, and the authority. I'm not sure what happened, but whether or not they actually ever got an invite. However, they asked, so I was happy to accommodate that.
Okay, thank you.
You're welcome. If there's nothing more on the planning board meeting, I'm going to move on to the office cleaning contract. Our contract is month to month, but we've had this now for a year, and it's prudent from a transparency and a public view to go back and have this rebid, make sure the numbers are still competitive. Donna took on that task, and Donna, if you want to sort of give us a synopsis of how that went. I know you had 3 cleaners look at this, am I correct?
I did. I contacted 4 cleaners, and 3 cleaners came out. Miza Cleaner would charge $100 every 4 weeks. They offer flexible scheduling. They do charge a cancellation fee if we just cancel. They want to work with the client to try and reschedule rather than have a outright cancellation. I also met with Alves Cleaning. They charge $200 a month, and I also met with Agnaldo del Silva, and they charge $150 for a once a month cleaning. We currently pay $100 a month.
So given, we did go through this process, it did not produce a lower cost. So from my perspective, it's really up to the authority, and honestly, Donna's the one who deals with them. So I don't really care who I make the check out to, is my point. If any of the members had any thoughts, I personally would like Donna to make that, sort of let us know that she's comfortable either with what we're currently doing or that she'd like to change. And I think from our perspective, where it's a convenience factor for you, let us know how you feel about this and we'll make a decision from there.
Okay. The only issue with the current company is they want to come only the first Monday of every month. I told
So
them
how
that-
does a holiday get handled?
on Labor Day, I was here in the office because it was the first Monday of September.
So that's not,
And New Year's
I'm not
Day is
real.
the first Monday of January, so that means
Yeah.
I'll be here New Year's Day too.
Yeah.
right, that's not, I don't like that. So there's no flexibility in that at all?
I told them I'm available Monday, Thursdays, and Fridays, and they said that they want a set day, and I said, well, you can't work around the Monday, Thursdays, and Fridays, and he said, well, you could give us a key to the office, and I said, well, that's not an option. I've already discussed that with
Yeah,
SRA.
we as an authority in the past, I think it was before you got here, Bob talked about that. There wasn't a level of comfort with giving them a key to the office. We have a lot of sensitive documents here, so we really felt it was smart to have either one of us or a representative, and we're volunteers. Donna has been doing that. So the key thing just didn't work for us personally. You have one other cleaner that charges the same amount. Do you feel more or less comfortable with that? I mean, what do you want to do? Let's cut to the chase.
Well,
What do you think?
Miza said that they would be willing to offer flexible scheduling so that if they throw out a date and it doesn't work, they'll offer an alternative date.
So what do you want to have happen?
I would like to try the new company.
Okay. Roberta, thoughts?
My thought still is, we'll do what we have to do, but I still don't know where it says that we have to use somebody bonded. No offense, if Donna is there, I don't know what damage that they could do. I just think it would be nice to get somebody local, like I said, somebody from a high school or something. That's just my take. I know what I pay for my house on the Cape to have cleaned, and it's four bathrooms, and 20 times the size of that office, and it's $250. So I'm just boggled by the amount of money it is for cleaning a bathroom and vacuuming a floor. I mean, if we have to sign a contract for a year, that's fine.
No, I don't.
I will personally look into why we have to have somebody bonded. I don't know what they're gonna break.
Yeah, I do not believe that we have any requirement to sign a contract. Is either we don't have a contract now,
No,
and does the new company want us to sign a contract, or is it just a month by month?
they haven't said, they just provided an estimate.
Once you find that out,
Okay,
that'll help make the decision. I recognize Roberta's, opinion on this. It's not invalid. This is the way we began to do this process, and we've stuck to that. Bob, do you have any thoughts on whether or not?
No, I mean, I think if, Donnie, you're meeting them,
Right.
it's pretty much your call as long as the cost,
Doesn't increase.
doesn't increase, and it's your comfort level and there's some flexibility there. I think it's ridiculous that you'd have to come here on Labor Day or,
Yeah.
January 1st. I mean, that's just absolutely ridiculous.
Yeah.
well, the other thing was in August, for personal reasons, my time frame that I gave them that I could meet, on a Monday, Thursday, or Friday was, anywhere from 8:30 to 2:30, but in the month of August, I asked if they, for that one time, could bump it up to 9:30, and I actually added an hour on the other end, 9:30 to 3:30, and they pushed back and said, well, that's gonna be a challenge for us, you moving it, and I said it would only be a one-time thing, and they said, okay, well, we'll accommodate you this one time.
Yeah.
So I just find them to be very rigid.
Is Misa a local company? Where are they based out of?
Yes, they are, located near Stoughton Music,
Okay, so
Center?
they're in Stoughton.
they are, yes.
Okay, thank you. I think just for the sake of transparency, I'd accept a motion to try the new company. I do want to stipulate, I don't really want to sign a contract if we don't have to.
Yeah.
So as long as it, with the stipulation that it is an at-will, month-to-month process. That way, if maybe, who knows, maybe Roberta comes up with something that works and she can show us that we don't need to have somebody bonded with insurance. I wouldn't have an issue using a high schooler. I know from an insurance perspective, we really, Reggie was pretty clear on that he wanted somebody not only insured, but preferably bonded, which most cleaners are. So I would accept a motion, let's try Misa with the condition that they don't require an annual contract. 'Cause that gives us some flexibility.
Yeah, I mean,
That's the name of the company, right? Misa?
Yes.
Yeah.
yeah, I mean, obviously, other options are available. This company that we're utilizing now, I'm assuming they come in the first week of November,
Donna?
The first Monday.
first Monday, which would be the 6th, okay.
Yep.
So, yeah, I mean, I think I have no problem with the motion. I just think there's a little bit more homework as far as, how you feel. Are they comfortable? Do we need to sign a contract? Roberta could probably get an answer by the next time they do it, November 6th. And then, from there we could say, okay, that's your last
We
time.
could start them in December.
Right.
I wouldn't have an
So-
issue with that, so
Okay.
why don't you get us the information? I'd accept that amendment that any change wouldn't be made before our December cleaning. How's that?
Sure.
And that gives Donna a chance, it gives Roberta a chance, it gives us all an opportunity. Are you good with that, Roberta?
I certainly am.
Okay. So, are you making a motion, Bob?
So I'll second yours.
Okay.
Because you added that
Yeah,
language.
the
to
friendly
it, so-
amendment, yep.
Yep, so I'll second that.
Okay. Roberta by roll call?
Yes.
Bob?
Yes.
And the chair votes yes. Thank you for that, and Donna, now you have your marching orders, so get the information we need, we'll go from there.
Thank you. It's just I might want to go away
It's
on
you.
a holiday.
Absolutely.
No, you have you have no requirement to be here on a holiday. Your schedule, when it comes to your workload here at the SRA, is you have the same hourly availability that you always have, but also, if town hall wouldn't do it,
Right.
we're not gonna ask you to do it.
Yeah.
So that's not reasonable.
Thank you.
So we have two sets, one or two?
Two sets,
One set of executive session minutes
right,
from September 13th,
That's correct.
2023. I would look to get a motion to accept the minutes, but not release them at this time, as we are still in the process of actively
Well made.
working on these. Thank you, Roberta. Do I have a second?
I'll second that.
Okay. Any questions on them, changes? Hearing nothing, by roll call, Roberta?
Yes,
Bob?
Yes.
And the chair votes yes. So they're approved. You want me to sign this
I
set?
have a set over
Okay.
here.
But not to be released as of yet. All right, so item 11 is to enter into executive session to consider the possible acquisition of property for the purchase, exchange, lease, or value of real property if the chairman decides that an open meeting may have a detrimental effect on the negotiating position of the public body, which I do, pursuant to Mass General Law, Chapter 30A, Section 21A6, and this is in regards to the lease at 100 Page Street, also known as the landfill. We will be adjourning from executive session, so this will end our public meeting. Do I have a motion to enter into executive session?
So many.
Do I have a second?
yes, but I will definitely need the get into key to get into it, cause I can't seem to find it, so,
Okay,
okay,
I'll have Donna send it right now to you.
beautiful. All right.
Let me see, I can probably pull it up too, but,
I'll
so,
close out of this.
yep, no problem. I need a vote though, Roberta, so by roll call, Roberta?
Yes,
Bob?
Yes.
And the chair votes yes. I want to thank the public for being with us tonight. There'll be about a 5-minute recess, Roberta, as Smack needs to pack up and head out as well, okay? Oh, she's gone.